Many local community leaders are assessing the relief the verdicts have delivered and also the changes that still need to come. We're going to bring in Paula Tutman. She's been talking with people of faith, law enforcement officers, as well as civil rights activists. And Paula, we're all starting to ask now, what is next?
Well, I guess the sense I'm getting is whether or not this is an actual turning point or simply a point in which things could turn if we decide to turn this verdict as a people into action. Former Detroit Police Chief and Deputy Mayor of the city, Dr. Ike McKinnon, tells a shocking story of two things that happened to him.
I was severely beaten up by 4 Detroit police officers when I was 14. I was also shot at by 2 fellow officers in 1967 during the rebellion. Nothing was done. And I remember specifically the looks on their faces as they did what they did to me. That's the same look that was on Chauvin's face.
What did that look say? What was that look?
That look said that I wasn't a human being.
And it is from those goggles he and others are reflecting on the full guilty verdict of Derek Chauvin in the murder of George Floyd.
I am relieved that there was a moment of accountability and humanity that came out of Derek Chauvin's trial. And I am firmly convinced that Mr. Floyd's murder and the subsequent verdict has given us a doorway to walk through and to begin some of the change that needs to happen in our country. As a white woman, it's super painful because I can see in it my complicity.
There is a sense that this is not justice, but just one, and there needs to be more done.
This is not an attack upon police officers. This is an attack upon a system that has provided sanctuary for bad police officers. It is an attack upon injustice, not justice. And for all those good police officers, and there are many who believe in justice, they should be with us in this. Because what happens is that it distorts who you are. We need the passage of the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act. That must be done because it standardizes the operations of police departments all over the country.
In his first thoughts after the verdict yesterday, Macomb County Sheriff Tony Wickersham said this needs to be a wake-up call to law enforcement.
It wasn't good policing, and this just, kind of reinforces of what our profession is, some of the things that we need to fix.
And so I'm seeing kind of a sense that there's a uniformity in thinking that there are lots of puzzle pieces and they're pretty complicated, Karen, but one thing does seem to be key, and it really does boil down to one single word. And I'm going to tell you what that word is at 5 o'clock.
Right. Consistency is obviously very important on this one. Thank you, Paula.